Right, and a big welcome to Phumzile, who is the head of capital at Altron Systems Integration this evening. Thank you so much for joining us on the future of employee experience.
Thank you.
We are
on my side as well.
Good. I'm so pleased to have you. And we're going to jump right in and get going with our questions and understanding a little bit more about you. So tell me, where are you from?
I'm from KZN, basically two towns, both sort of a rural town, and the other one is actually semi-rural, and the township is Kawini, and then the rural town Nongoma, which is deep down KwaZulu.
Okay, beautiful. That's a lovely part of the world.
Everybody knows everyone.
Well, I mean, I suppose that is a bad thing and a good thing at the same time, right?
It is. It is. I mean, a shocker when you come to Gauteng, totally different from where you are coming from. But I mean, you have to learn to adapt, especially if you have dreams to turn your life around.
And speaking of dreams, what was your dream career when you grew up? What did you want to be when you were a little girl?
Very funny. I wanted to be a social worker.
Okay.
I grew up wanting to be a social worker because I think naturally I've got this thing about people, other people around me, how I treat people, starting from the family, and also observing what people do and how they do it. So I grew up like that, and being the eldest at home as well, I think it had an influence in that interest of working with people. But when I went to varsity, I actually registered for social work.
Okay.
A BA in social work. Went through the course for the first semester. Second semester, I modified the qualification into industrial psychology.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And who inspired you along the way?
Along the way, and not only along the way, from the beginning, at a young age, my mother has always been my inspiration till today. I mean, I've looked at this woman coming from nowhere without any qualification, not educated. While I was at high school, her going back to school, completing her matric and going to a college, getting employed as a school teacher, promoted up to like a deputy principal stage. I mean, that has been an inspiration for me, really, that actually your background, it doesn't determine where you will end, it doesn't determine your future. You make your future. That is what she has always taught me. So she's been my inspiration, and I've lived to observe what she did about her life and the life of the family.
Sure, she sounds like an incredibly strong woman.
Very, very. Still is, even though she's retired.
Okay, and what was it like having? So were you both sort of studying at the same time?
Funny enough, yes. There was a time where we were studying at the same time. Yeah, when I went to varsity, she was still studying at a college. And when she completed, and then she went into my varsity while I was doing the postgrad to also do her postgrad as well.
That's so cool. I don't really tell that story.
Yeah, so I started. There was a time where I studied with my mom.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And okay, so you went and you studied industrial psychology, and then from there, where did you head off to?
I actually got employment because I did the postgrad up to the postgrad qualifications, couple of postgrad qualifications, and I got employed as a lecturer in the same university.
Okay.
I worked there for a period of 2 years, then went into the mining companies in the area within the human resources space. Then I moved to Gauteng, relocated to Gauteng in 2005.
Okay, and so what would you say has sort of been the turning point in your career, if there has been one?
For me, I've always knew and wanted to leave the area where I grew up. I've always wanted to leave KZN. I've always knew that I will come to Gauteng, that's where opportunities are. I believe that from the media, from the newspapers, I need to read newspapers, novels. So there was something that is fascinating about this place called Gauteng. So I finally then relocated in 2005. Joined one of the corporates within the legal insurance space here in Gauteng. And within that year, I actually got another opportunity, to be in a management role. So that was another breaking point for me in that year, relocating and also a promotion as well to be the HR manager in Gauteng. And it got proven that actually, indeed, this is a place of opportunity.
Okay, cool. And if you had to say, what's driving you today?
For me, it's passion to succeed and passion to achieve. I've always had, in anything that I do, I've got a goal in mind. I know and I see where I'm going, and then I become passionate about that. So my goals drive me, and I do that with passion. Some people might not understand what I'm driving and what is it that I want to achieve. It might seem impossible, but passion drives me.
Your mother's daughter.